In my most of the project, you may have probably seen this kind of material a lot. These are called aluminum extrusion, and they are very helpful when you are working on some structural support, some very rigid body. These are very helpful in those projects where you require a very good structural support, you require no flexibility, you want everything very simple and easy to attach. Aluminum extrusion can handle a good number of load on top of it, and you can use this in a lot of projects. These are like a Legos where you can actually attach multiple of them on top of it and you can build any kind of structure. So in this video, we will be looking at all the connectors and different parts you can use with your aluminum extrusion and how you can utilize this in your project. Now let's see the basics of aluminum extrusion. So here, talking about the geometry and different sizes, they come up with 20 by 20, 20 by 40. So basically what we are increasing here is the dimension of this side. There could be multiple one of them like 40 by 40, 30 by 30, 60 by 60, and there are a lot of varieties are there. So you can choose based on your requirement. And here, when we are talking about the extrusion, it is very important to understand two different kind of slot here. So first thing is the V slot and second thing is the T slot. So in the T slot and the V slot, there is a small difference in the geometry. So if you look closely here, there is a small groove that is going on top of it. But if you are talking about this kind of T slot extrusion, then you will see there is no as such a good groove. So when we are talking about 3D printers or CNC axes, then this kind of V slot are highly used. And when we are talking about a structural frame, for example, robot frame or industrial structure, then T slots are highly preferred. So let's start with the basic accessories. So here you can see there are two different categories of nut. Mostly these are called hammer nut and these are called slider nut. So basically, as the name suggests, slider nuts are built to slide from one end to a certain location, but hammer nut can be directly fit to a certain location. So for example, if I want to attach a slider nut on this extrusion, then I need to put it from one end and move it all the way to the location where I want to attach it. And in the case of hammer nut, you can directly put it directly on from the top side. So here you can see the difference here. So here you can see I'm using M4 screw and on top of it, and as I rotate it, it locks itself on that particular location. And similarly for slider nut, you can directly put it on top of it. It is already locked, so it does not require any rotation and any free rotation from your side. Now let's see the another type of connector. These are called corner connector or corner bracket. Here you can see these are usually used in the corner side where you want to attach two different extrusion here. So for example, if I want to attach two of them, I just need to put the slider based on the requirement. Here I would suggest in this kind of cases, always go with the hammer nut because they are easy to attach and you don't require any opening at the ending of your extrusion. So just attach the M4 and your hammer nut on top of it. So once you are done with this, just slide it inside and you can see it just slide there. And after this, use a particular Allen key. So here you can see both of them are very rigidly attached. Now let's see the use case of this T slot. So here you can see you can use this directly on top of your aluminum extrusion and you can make any structure that require a T shape or any stand on top of it. And you can put this hammer nut on top of it. And using the M4 nut or based on your requirement, you can just slide it in and attach all of the nut on given slots. Just align each of them in this way and just slightly put it on top of your extrusion. So here you can see how it is connected. You can see the T connectors are used for this kind of structural support. So after the T connector, there is another kind of connector. These are called L connector. And here you can see what and where you can use it. So here in the case of this kind of connector where you need to connect two of this aluminum extrusion or two of these pieces here in this structure, then the L connector are very helpful. You just need to slide it on top of it. So here you can see the use case of this. So other than the corner bracket and L bracket, there is another kind of connector that you can use on corner side. So these are called L corner bracket. Here you can see you can attach this directly inside your extrusion like this way and just slide in the other extrusion on this way. So here you can see there is better support and better connectivity between both of the extrusion. And you can see everything is very clear and there is no profile or no feature is coming out of it. And when we are talking about the V-slot extrusion, then it is very important to understand the different moving part that you can use with it. So the best example here is this roller. You can use this on top of your extrusion, and here you can see how and why these are called V-slot. So you can use this kind of roller on top of your V-slot aluminum extrusion, and you can build 3D plotter, CNC machine, or any kind of moving structure. So these are all the accessories and how you can use aluminum extrusion in your project. So this is all about the aluminum extrusion. If you want to use this and you want to buy the component, I will put the link on the description. And if you're liking my contents, then subscribe my channel. I am Vikas, I love robotics. See you on the next video. Till then, bye.